Have you ever heard the president lie?
I've not.
Really?
That's Jim Jordan, President Trump's animated anti-impeachment darling, who likes to frequently brag about all his cool accomplishments.
Washed up jock, politician, lawyer. It's not much to brag about.
I'm comedian Sean Patton, and this is the story of Jim Jordan. James Daniel Jordan was born in 1964, about 50 miles west of Columbus, deep in the Democratic stronghold of Champaign County, Ohio. In high school, Jordan was a 4-time state champion wrestler. He continued tapping people out at the University of Wisconsin, where he won 2 NCAA Division I wrestling titles in the lightweight class.
Actually, I'm not a lawyer. I have a law degree, never did take the bar exam.
In 1987, Jordan became an assistant wrestling coach at Ohio State University, where he'd work until 1995. About 200 of the school's alums are suing the university, alleging sports doctor Richard Strauss sexually abused them. 9 of Jim Jordan's former wrestlers came forward to say that Jordan knew of the sexual abuse and did nothing to stop it. The stories, which are hard to listen to, paint a picture of Jordan's complicity during this time. In just one instance, a referee reported an incident to Jordan in 1994 in which Strauss masturbated in front of him in the shower after a match. In response, Jordan, at the time, reportedly said, "Yeah, that's Strauss." In a separate event, when one of Jordan's wrestlers notified him that the doctor touched him inappropriately, Jordan reportedly snickered and said, "I have nothing to do with this," before walking away. A former wrestler under Jordan turned UFC star, Mark Coleman, backed up the accounts of complicity.
The Wall Street Journal talked to the former UFC world champion, Mark Coleman, who says he has an affinity for you, likes you a lot. But he says, quote, "There's no way, unless he's got dementia or something, that he's got no recollection of what was going on at Ohio State. I have nothing but respect for this man. I love this man, but he knew as far as I'm concerned." Jordan
denies that anyone ever reported allegations of sexual abuse to him.
If there had been any reports of abuse, I would have reported it.
A similar series of unfortunate events went down at Penn State when Joe Paterno, the football team's head coach, was fired for turning a blind eye to accusations of rape and child sex abuse by assistant coach Jerry Sandusky. Apparently, NCAA football has a higher standard than the American government. The more you know. Jordan went on to earn a master's degree in education and later a JD from Capital University Law School in 2001. He never passed the bar exam. It's unclear if Jordan, who always seems to think it's Casual Friday, knows he can still wear a suit jacket because of that. While Jordan was seemingly not listening to allegations of sexual abuse in collegiate sports, he was simultaneously jumping into the world of politics, where complicity and enablism is apparently rewarded. In 1994, Jordan was elected to the Ohio General Assembly, serving 3 terms as a state representative. In 2006, Jordan was elected to Congress, where he's been yelling during hearings ever since.
You can't say I'm apologizing for statements in one video and then not tell us what those statements were.
In 2011, Jordan withdrew from a speaking engagement and boycotted the Conservative Political Action Conference because a gay conservative group was allowed to attend. The same year, Jordan tried to overturn same-sex marriage in D.C. In 2016, he invited Kim Davis, the Kentucky County Clerk who was jailed for not registering same-sex couples, to the State of the Union. Jordan also voted no on protecting gay people from hate crimes.
Marriage should be what it's always been. I've never changed on that and never will.
During the 2018 midterm elections, Jordan announced his bid for House Speaker after Paul Ryan resigned. Unfortunately, Jordan lost doubly. The Democrats won House majority, and he was defeated by Kevin McCarthy, who became the minority leader. According to a Trump University co-founder, McCarthy is not tough or smart. It's unclear what that means for Jordan.
You know, Kevin McCarthy is out. You know that, right? And they're giving me a lot of credit for that because I said you really need somebody very, very tough and very smart. You know, smart goes with tough, not just tough.
But losing to an allegedly very, very weak and very dumb person didn't keep Jordan out of the limelight. He'd use up most of his time consistently going to bat for Trump vodka pitchman Donald J. Trump.
Have you heard the president apologize and correct something?
I don't know that he said something wrong that he needs to apologize for. Nothing comes to mind right now.
And because Jordan's been such a staunch supporter of someone capable of a perfect phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, he was moved to the Intel Committee for the Impeachment Hearings, where he's been the loudest defender of the man with perfect phone call capabilities.
This is what I can't believe, and you're their star witness. You're their first witness.
Jordan wants the identity of the whistleblower, who came forward with information that Trump suspended military aid to Ukraine and asked President Zelensky to do us a favor and investigate the Bidens, to be made public. But thankfully for Laws, the ex-wrestler has finally found something that he can't quite pin down, and it's driving him mad.
One witness that they won't bring in front of us, they won't bring in front of the American people. And that's the guy who started it all, the whistleblower.
Thank you. I say to my colleague, I'd be glad to have the person who started it all come in and testify. President Trump is welcome to take a seat right there.
While Jordan believes there was absolutely no quid pro quo, Trump's hand-picked ambassador says otherwise. The U.S. ambassador to the EU and Trump mega-donor Gordon Sondland testified during the House impeachment inquiry that he was following Trump's orders when he pressured Ukraine to investigate the Bidens, and that many in the administration knew about it. Sondland has said this was a clear quid pro quo.
Was there a quid pro quo? As I testified previously, with regard to the requested White House call and the White House meeting, the answer is yes.
Jordan must have misunderstood Sondland's testimony, because following it, he said this.
I thought this morning with Ambassador Sondland, we got the right kind of information that there was never any type of quid pro quo.
While Jordan could be lying for Trump, it's also possible that he's just not listening, which is something he made a career out of at Ohio State University. Sticking your neck out for a president who 70% of Americans say was wrong to request a foreign leader to investigate his biggest political rival is an extremely risky endeavor for Jordan to partake in. His future in politics will be made or broken by his unwavering support for the man in the Oval Office, Mar-a-Lago. But considering Jordan's history of turning a blind eye to atrocious and possibly criminal behavior, he decidedly won't be wrestling with his own poor leadership for years to come.
Hey, thanks for watching Who Is? Did you know we have a podcast now too? On Who Is, the podcast, I'll dive deep into the fascinating lives of the people who run things, whose decisions impact every aspect of our lives. How did they get where they are today? And knowing that, what might they do next? From politicians to the ultra-rich, to military contractors and monarchs and media moguls, I'll introduce you to the reporters and experts who know these real-life world molders best. Sharp-eyed observers and confidants who observe our subjects as they make the decisions that define our everyday lives. To see more, hit the link or search Who Is on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. And for more of the video series you know and love, be sure to check out the Snapchat versions and our series playlists on YouTube and Facebook.